Life today often feels like a whirlwind, where every moment demands our attention and every task pulls us in a different direction. Amidst this chaos, the search for peace can feel elusive. Yet, Buddhism offers a pathway to find calm and clarity, no matter how busy life gets. The principles of mindfulness, deeply rooted in Buddhist teachings, go beyond being mere practices. They represent a way of living, a guide to embracing each moment with awareness and intention. By integrating mindfulness into daily routines, we can transform ordinary activities into opportunities for growth and connection. Being present is one of the most profound lessons of mindfulness. At first glance, it might seem simple, even obvious. Yet, how often do we find ourselves lost in thoughts of the past or consumed by worries about the future? In Buddhism, being present is more than just a fleeting awareness of time. It is a state of fully embracing and experiencing the moment as it unfolds. Imagine a young professional named Clara, constantly juggling meetings, deadlines, and family responsibilities. She discovered mindfulness after realizing that her days were slipping by in a blur of stress and distraction. Through simple practices like pausing to focus on her breath or taking a mindful walk during lunch breaks, Clara began to reclaim her sense of presence. These moments of grounding allowed her to approach her tasks with renewed clarity and energy, transforming her hectic schedule into a series of intentional actions. The beauty of being present lies in its accessibility. It does not require elaborate rituals or significant time commitments. It begins with a choice to pause, to notice, and to engage fully with what is happening in the here and now. For some, this may involve paying attention to the sensations of their body or the sounds of their surroundings. For others, it might mean focusing on the emotions and thoughts that arise without judgment. The act of being present invites us to let go of the mental clutter that often clouds our perception and to see the world with greater clarity and openness. Breath awareness is a cornerstone of mindfulness, offering a tangible way to anchor ourselves in the present. Our breath is a constant companion, a rhythm that connects us to life itself. Yet, it often goes unnoticed amidst the busyness of our minds. In Buddhist practice, the breath is more than a physiological process. It is a bridge to the present moment. Clara's story illustrates this beautifully. By dedicating just a few minutes each morning to observing her breath, she found a sense of calm that carried over into her day. Whether noticing the rise and fall of her chest or the sensation of air passing through her nostrils, she discovered that her breath could be a source of stability and serenity. This practice does not require perfection. In fact, one of its strengths is its simplicity. There is no need to control the breath or make it conform to a specific pattern. Instead, the invitation is to observe it as it is, with curiosity and acceptance. Over time, this gentle attention to the breath cultivates a deeper connection to oneself, revealing subtle insights about our emotional and mental states. For example, shallow, rapid breaths might signal stress, while deep, steady breaths often accompany moments of relaxation. By tuning into these patterns, we gain a clearer understanding of how our internal world responds to external circumstances. Mindful eating is another practice that brings mindfulness into the everyday. In a world where meals are often rushed or consumed alongside screens, this practice invites us to slow down and savor the experience of eating. It begins with gratitude, an acknowledgement of the effort and resources that brought the food to our plate. For Raj, a software developer who often ate lunch at his desk, this shift was transformative. By taking a moment to appreciate the colors, textures, and flavors of his food, he found a renewed sense of connection to his meals. Chewing slowly and attentively, he noticed not only the tastes, but also his body's signals of hunger and fullness. This awareness helped him develop a healthier relationship with food and a greater appreciation for the act of nourishing himself. Walking meditation offers a dynamic way to practice mindfulness. Unlike sitting meditation, this practice combines movement with awareness, turning each step into a deliberate act of presence. The rhythm of walking becomes a meditation in itself, grounding us in the moment. For May, a retired nurse, walking meditation became a cherished part of her morning routine. Strolling through her garden, She paid attention to the sensation of her feet touching the ground, the rustling of leaves in the breeze, and the rhythm of her breath. These walks not only brought her peace, but also deepened her connection to nature and to herself. The versatility of walking meditation makes it accessible to everyone, regardless of physical ability or time constraints. Whether walking to work, exploring a park, or pacing at home, the practice remains the same. To walk slowly, notice the sensations of movement, and bring the mind back to the present whenever it wanders. Over time, this practice fosters a sense of groundedness that extends beyond the act of walking, influencing how we approach other aspects of life. Gratitude is another pillar of mindfulness, offering a lens through which we can view life with appreciation and positivity. In Buddhist teachings, gratitude goes beyond a simple thank you. It is a recognition of the interconnectedness of all things. For Hiroshi, a grandfather who began keeping a gratitude journal, this practice became a source of joy and reflection. Each evening, he wrote down 3 things he was thankful for, from the laughter of his grandchildren to the beauty of a sunset. Over time, this ritual shifted his focus from what was lacking to what was abundant, fostering a deeper sense of contentment. This practice also extends to challenges, inviting us to find lessons and growth opportunities in difficult experiences. For May, reflecting on a period of illness revealed the strength of her relationships and the resilience of her spirit. By embracing gratitude, she transformed hardship into a source of growth and connection. Mindful listening takes mindfulness into the realm of relationships, transforming how we engage with others. This practice involves giving our full attention to the speaker, setting aside judgments and distractions to truly hear and understand them. For Clara, who often found herself preoccupied during conversations, mindful listening became a game changer. By focusing on the speaker's words, tone, and body language, she not only improved her relationships, but also deepened her empathy and understanding. This practice reminds us that listening is not just about hearing words, but about creating a space for genuine connection and presence. These practices, being present, breath awareness, mindful eating, walking meditation, gratitude, and mindful listening, are not separate or isolated. Together, they form a holistic approach to mindfulness, each reinforcing and enhancing the others. As we integrate them into our lives, they transform not only our inner world but also our relationships and interactions with the world around us. They remind us that mindfulness is not about escaping life's challenges, but about embracing them with clarity, compassion, and courage. As you reflect on these teachings, consider how they might shape your journey toward a more mindful and fulfilling life. And if you're seeking further inspiration and guidance, join our community at Buddhism in Modern Life. Subscribe to our channel to explore the timeless wisdom of Buddhism and discover practical ways to integrate mindfulness into your everyday routines. Together, we can embark on a journey of transformation and connection, one mindful moment at a time. Mindfulness, when embraced deeply, begins to transcend isolated practices and permeates every aspect of life. It becomes a way of living, where each action and thought is infused with intention and presence. This transition is not instantaneous but unfolds gradually, with each step on the path revealing new layers of insight and transformation. For those committed to the journey, mindfulness offers a profound opportunity to cultivate wisdom, resilience, and connection. At the core of mindfulness is the ability to observe our thoughts without attachment or judgment. Thoughts, like clouds in the sky, come and go. They are transient and often beyond our control. However, our relationship with these thoughts determines whether they dominate our experience or simply pass through our awareness. Clara, a young professional overwhelmed by self-doubt, found liberation in this practice. By observing her thoughts during meditation, she noticed patterns of criticism and fear that had long shaped her decisions. Rather than fighting these thoughts, she learned to acknowledge them and let them go, creating space for more constructive and compassionate self-dialogue. This process of detachment from thought extends to emotions. Emotions are powerful forces that color our perception of the world. Mindfulness teaches us to welcome emotions as they arise, to sit with their intensity without being swept away. Hiroshi, a retiree facing grief after the loss of his wife, turned to mindfulness for solace. By sitting with his sorrow, rather than resisting it, he discovered layers of gratitude and love intertwined with his pain. This practice transformed his grief from an unbearable weight into a profound connection with his memories and the legacy of their relationship. Letting go is a recurring theme in mindfulness, one that extends beyond thoughts and emotions to encompass our attachments and expectations. In Buddhist philosophy, attachment is often seen as a root cause of suffering, binding us to outcomes and possessions that are ultimately impermanent. May, a small business owner, experienced this firsthand when her shop faced financial difficulties. Through mindfulness, she learned to release her attachment to specific outcomes and to focus instead on her efforts and values. This shift not only eased her anxiety, but also allowed her to approach challenges with creativity and resilience. The practice of loving-kindness meditation, or metta, offers a structured way to cultivate compassion and connection. This meditation begins with extending goodwill to oneself, then gradually expanding to include loved ones, acquaintances, and even those with whom we have conflicts. Clara found metta meditation particularly transformative in her relationships. By regularly including a difficult colleague in her practice, she noticed her feelings of resentment giving way to understanding and empathy. Over time, their interactions improved, highlighting the ripple effect of inner change on external dynamics. Mindfulness also invites us to explore the concept of interconnection, the understanding that all beings and phenomena are deeply interconnected. This perspective fosters humility and gratitude, as we recognize our reliance on countless others for our well-being. Hiroshi, reflecting on his wife's influence, realized how her love and support had shaped his growth and happiness. This awareness deepened his gratitude for their shared life and inspired him to honor her memory through acts of kindness. Daily routines become fertile ground for mindfulness when approached with intention. Simple activities, such as brushing your teeth, drinking tea, or folding laundry, can become opportunities for presence and gratitude. May began incorporating mindfulness into her evening ritual of washing dishes. By focusing on the sensation of water on her hands and the rhythm of her movements, she transformed a mundane chore into a moment of calm and clarity. These micro-practices remind us that mindfulness is not confined to meditation cushions, but is accessible in every corner of life. Mindful use of technology has emerged as a modern application of these principles. In a world dominated by screens and notifications, mindfulness helps us navigate the digital landscape with intention. Clara, who often felt overwhelmed by constant emails and social media, implemented mindful technology habits. She set specific times for checking messages, silenced unnecessary notifications, and created screen-free zones in her home. These changes allowed her to reclaim her time and attention, deepening her sense of balance and presence. Resilience, a natural outcome of mindfulness, equips us to navigate life's challenges with grace. Resilience is not the absence of struggle, but the ability to adapt and grow in the face of adversity. For Hiroshi, resilience meant finding meaning in his grief and channeling it into volunteer work at a hospice. This service became a source of healing and purpose, illustrating how mindfulness can transform pain into strength and compassion. Connection, both internal and external, is another gift of mindfulness. Internally, it fosters a deeper relationship with oneself, rooted in acceptance and self-compassion. Externally, it enhances our relationships with others as we approach them with greater empathy and presence. May's experience of mindful listening with her children exemplifies this. By setting aside distractions and truly hearing their thoughts and concerns, she strengthened their bond and created a foundation of trust and respect. The journey of mindfulness is not a straight path, but a continuous unfolding. Each practice, whether metta meditation, mindful technology use, or embracing interconnection, builds upon the last, creating a rich tapestry of awareness and growth. These practices remind us that mindfulness is not about achieving a particular state, but about engaging with life as it is, with all its beauty and complexity. As you reflect on these teachings, consider how they might shape your own journey. And if you're seeking further inspiration, join our community at Buddhism in Modern Life. Subscribe to our channel for insights and practices that support your path toward mindfulness and fulfillment. Together, we can explore the transformative power of presence and connection, creating a life of purpose and joy. The unfolding journey of mindfulness reveals its depth as we explore its application to relationships, community, and the cultivation of wisdom. These dimensions show how mindfulness extends beyond individual practice to become a force that transforms how we engage with others and contribute to the world around us. As we embrace these teachings, we begin to see mindfulness as both an inward exploration and an outward expression of compassion and understanding. Mindful communication is one of the most powerful ways mindfulness can enhance our relationships. By listening deeply and speaking with intention, we create spaces of trust and connection. Clara, who once struggled with frequent misunderstandings in her marriage, experienced this transformation. She began practicing mindful listening during conversations with her spouse, focusing entirely on his words without formulating her response in advance. This simple shift not only improved their communication, but also deepened their mutual respect and empathy. Through mindful communication, we learn to approach dialogue with openness, ensuring that both parties feel heard and valued. The practice of compassion meditation further supports our relationships by nurturing kindness and empathy. Often called loving kindness meditation or metta, this practice encourages us to extend goodwill to ourselves, loved ones, acquaintances, and even those with whom we have conflicts. Raj, a manager navigating workplace tensions, used metta to transform his perspective on a particularly challenging colleague. By wishing this person happiness and well-being during his meditation, Raj noticed a shift in his own attitude, which, in turn, improved their interactions. Compassion meditation reminds us that our inner transformation can ripple outward, positively influencing the dynamics of our relationships. Mindfulness also enriches our sense of community by fostering a spirit of interconnectedness and shared purpose. In Buddhist philosophy, the concept of Sangha refers to a spiritual community that supports its members in their practice. Clara, who joined a local meditation group after years of solitary practice, found profound inspiration in the collective energy of the Sangha. Through shared silence, discussions, and acts of service, she experienced the power of community to deepen individual growth. The Sangha became a source of encouragement and accountability, reinforcing her commitment to mindfulness. The principles of mindfulness extend seamlessly into acts of service, where our actions are guided by intention and presence. May, inspired by her meditation practice, began volunteering at a local food bank. By approaching each task with mindfulness, from sorting donations to interacting with clients, she discovered a profound sense of fulfillment. Her service not only benefited the community, but also reinforced her awareness of the interconnectedness of all lives. This perspective transforms service from a duty into an expression of compassion and solidarity. Leadership rooted in mindfulness offers another avenue for extending its impact. Leaders who embody mindfulness create environments of trust, collaboration, and innovation. Clara, now in a managerial role, implemented mindfulness practices within her team, such as beginning meetings with a moment of silence and encouraging mindful communication. These changes fostered a culture of respect and openness, enabling the team to navigate challenges with greater resilience and creativity. Mindful leadership demonstrates that mindfulness is not confined to individual practice but can shape the ethos of entire organizations. The cultivation of wisdom is a natural outcome of sustained mindfulness. Wisdom, in this context, is not about accumulating knowledge but about developing insight through experience and reflection. Victor, a retiree reflecting on his life choices, found clarity through journaling and meditation. By examining his values and how they aligned with his actions, he gained a deeper understanding of his purpose and priorities. This process of introspection, guided by mindfulness, reveals truths that enrich our lives and inform our decisions. Nature offers a powerful setting for mindfulness, providing opportunities to connect with the rhythms of the earth and find perspective on our place within it. May, who often practiced walking meditation in a nearby forest, described the profound peace she felt as she attuned to the sounds of rustling leaves and birdsong. These moments of presence reminded her of the impermanence and beauty of life, fostering gratitude and a sense of belonging. Engaging with nature through mindfulness not only nurtures our well-being, but also inspires stewardship and care for the environment. Mindfulness also invites us to embrace impermanence, a fundamental concept in Buddhist teachings. By recognizing that all things are transient, we learn to let go of attachments and approach life with greater equanimity. Hiroshi, reflecting on his children leaving home, initially felt a deep sense of loss. Through mindfulness, he reframed this transition as a natural and beautiful part of life's cycle. This shift allowed him to celebrate their growth and focus on the joy of their ongoing connection, even at a distance. Embracing impermanence teaches us to cherish the present and find peace in change. Gratitude weaves through all these practices, serving as both a foundation and a result of mindfulness. By appreciating the gifts of each moment, we cultivate a sense of abundance and contentment. Raj, who began a gratitude journal as part of his mindfulness practice, discovered how this simple act transformed his perspective. Writing down 3 things he was grateful for each day shifted his focus from challenges to blessings, enhancing his overall sense of well-being. Gratitude reminds us of the richness of life, even amidst its difficulties. As mindfulness deepens, it naturally leads to a life of greater presence, connection, and purpose. Each practice, from mindful communication to acts of service, from cultivating wisdom to engaging with nature, builds upon the last, creating a harmonious and integrated way of living. These practices remind us that mindfulness is not a destination but a continuous journey, one that transforms both our inner world and our relationships with others. As you reflect on these teachings, consider how they might shape your own interactions and contributions. And if you're seeking further inspiration, join our community at Buddhism in Modern Life. Subscribe to our channel for insights and practices that illuminate the path to a mindful and meaningful life. Together, we can explore the endless possibilities of living with awareness and compassion, creating a ripple effect of positive change in ourselves and the world. As the journey of mindfulness reaches its culmination, it invites us to consider the legacy we create, not in terms of material achievements, but in the ways our presence and actions shape the lives of others and the world we inhabit. Mindfulness is more than a personal practice. It is a ripple that extends outward, touching relationships, communities, and even future generations. This final reflection ties together the threads of mindfulness, compassion, and purpose, offering a holistic view of what it means to live mindfully. A mindful legacy begins with intention. Every choice we make, from how we treat ourselves to how we engage with others, contributes to the imprint we leave behind. Raj, a teacher nearing retirement, reflected on this concept as he prepared his final lessons. Mindfulness had taught him to approach his work with patience and care, and he realized that the values he modeled in the classroom would continue to influence his students long after they graduated. By prioritizing kindness, curiosity, and resilience, Raj created a legacy rooted in the principles of mindfulness. Gratitude plays a central role in this process, transforming our perspective and fostering a sense of abundance. Hiroshi, reflecting on the many challenges he faced throughout his life, began a gratitude practice to honor both his joys and his struggles. Each evening, he wrote down moments that brought him peace or growth, from a conversation with a neighbor to the lessons learned during difficult times. This practice deepened his appreciation for the interconnectedness of his experiences and inspired him to share his insights with his grandchildren, leaving them with a legacy of wisdom and gratitude. Acts of service amplify the impact of mindfulness, turning inward transformation into outward contribution. May, who spent years practicing mindfulness individually, decided to extend her practice by mentoring young people in her community. Through her guidance, she introduced them to meditation and mindful living, empowering them to navigate life's complexities with clarity and compassion. May's service created a ripple effect, as her mints carried forward the lessons they learned, spreading mindfulness within their own circles. Leadership infused with mindfulness offers a powerful way to create lasting change. Clara, now leading a non-profit organization, implemented mindfulness principles to foster a culture of collaboration and innovation. By beginning meetings with a moment of silence and encouraging reflective decision-making, she created an environment where everyone felt valued and heard. Her mindful leadership not only improved the organization's outcomes, but also inspired her team to adopt mindfulness in their own lives, extending its impact beyond the workplace. Nature serves as both a metaphor and a practice in crafting a mindful legacy. Just as a tree provides shade, oxygen, and beauty without expectation, we too can contribute to the world through small, consistent acts of kindness and awareness. Hiroshi, who found solace in gardening after his retirement, often spoke of how planting trees reminded him of the impermanence and continuity of life. The orchard he nurtured became a gathering place for his family and community, symbolizing the values of care and connection that defined his life. Mindfulness also invites us to confront impermanence with grace. Life's transitions, whether the loss of a loved one, a career change, or the passage of time, are opportunities to practice letting go and embracing the present. May, reflecting on her children leaving home, initially struggled with feelings of loss. Through mindfulness, she reframed this transition as a chance to celebrate their growth and to focus on her own evolution. This perspective allowed her to approach change with a sense of openness and gratitude. Reflection ties together the elements of a mindful legacy, offering a space to assess our actions and align them with our values. Victor, a retiree who had spent decades working in finance, used journaling to explore how he could give back to his community in meaningful ways. His reflections led him to volunteer as a financial advisor for underserved populations, combining his professional skills with his mindfulness practice to create a positive impact. Reflection ensures that our legacy remains intentional and authentic, evolving as we grow. As the journey of mindfulness comes full circle, it becomes clear that its power lies not in perfection but in practice. Each moment of awareness, each act of compassion, and each choice to live with intention contributes to a life well lived. These practices remind us that mindfulness is not an end but a means to engage fully with life, to connect deeply with others, and to leave the world a little better than we found it. As you reflect on these teachings, consider how they might shape your own legacy. And if you're seeking further inspiration and guidance, join our community at Buddhism in Modern Life. Subscribe to our channel for insights and practices that illuminate the path to mindful living. Together, we can create a world where mindfulness and compassion guide our actions, leaving a legacy of awareness, connection, and shared humanity for generations to come.